So now we are going to discuss about Java data types, guys. So guys, before to starting Java data types, uh, I would like to show you one small Java program, guys, to understand what are the variables or data types, guys. So coming to IntelliJ, guys. So I have written this class, guys, class lab1. So lab1, here I have declared one variable int a equal to 5, int b equal to 10, int sum equal to a plus b. I am giving two variables and providing sum, giving sum a plus b, and printing system.out.println sum, guys. So what will be the output of this program? So after running this, we can say it is giving output 15. It is adding, right? So this is the common, like, basic logic in Java program, right? But let's think in some real time scenario, guys. Okay, so suppose you are going in any shop. Suppose you are going in an stationery shop or book shop or book stall, and you are buying some pen or some copies. So suppose that price is 5, pen price is 5, and copy price is 10. Then total price would be a plus b, means pen price plus copy price or book price, means whatever you will take, it will be added as a sum. So if we think in like in real scenario, this is not looking that meaningful. It is just declaring a variable a and variable b equal to 10 and just adding sum. Or these are not the standard. So for writing in the real application standard or in a professional way, so usually we write this type of declaration we do of the variables. So here we will define int pen price, this is a clear declaration, and int copy price equal to 10, and after that I am declaring int total price equal to pen price plus copy price. So that is the more understandable, guys, and this looks more standard. And here I am printing the total price of the all the items whatever you have bought from the book stall. So this is very important point, guys. Why I shown this, that we should declare all the variables with some meaningful name and in standard way, guys. This is we are writing camel case. Usually they prefer camel case. So this is the more understandable for anyone and for yourself also while developing any application. In even when we practice the code, we usually do write like abc, any variable name we give. But when we develop any application or any real time project, in that these kind of variables not recommended. We have to give some meaningful variables, meaningful names, guys. So that thing we have to be careful. So suppose I am running now this. If I run this now, see now this output will be the same, but that is more meaningful. See, total price 15, and this is just 15 it is printing. So how major difference depends on the how you like good name you give to the variables. Okay, so in this variable, see, this is the part of data type only, guys. So in there is the int type of data, and here we are printing and we are adding in some also int type of data. That's why I discussed this small thing. We have to careful while we developing the application, we are writing the code, we should write some meaningful variables name, guys. That is more understandable while developing any project or developing any big application. So let's coming to the data types, guys. So what are data types? In Java, data types help to declare, define, and create variables to store some data. In Java, data types help to declare or define or create variables to store some data. Data types specify the type of data that a variable can store or hold. There are two types of data types in Java programming language. First is primitive type and second is non-primitive or reference type, guys. So coming to primitive data types. Primitive data types, there are 8 primitive data types. Primitive data types store actual values. These are built-in data types and case sensitive, guys. Here are the example of primitive data types like byte, int, float, long, double, char, sort, boolean. These are 8 primitive data types, guys. This is the list of primitive data types and with their size and default value and data types, guys. So here byte is the whole numbers. Its size is -128 to 127 and default value is 0 and this size is 1 byte, guys, or 8 bits. And sort is also whole number. This is like limit is this -32,768 to 32,767 and this also default value is 0 and it's have size of 2 bytes, guys. So likewise integer है also whole number. This also default value 0 and it is having 4 bytes, guys, size. And long is also whole number and this default value is 0l and it is holding size of 8 bytes, guys. I will show into the code example, guys. So let's coming to IntelliJ, guys. So here I have taken this lab2. So I have created this lab2 class. So here I am declaring c byte age. Suppose age had limit. This is byte age 95. So but this limit byte has -128 to 127. So suppose I will give is this 130. 130 is. See, it will show the error, guys. It will not take 130. It will take only till 127, guys. Till 127 it will take. If it will take 128, then also it is giving error. So I have taken just 95 the age. Based on the size only we can store the data. Now sort I have taken as a year 2025. So this also we have to take care about this size and range, guys, because every data types have their range, all different based on the range only we can declare the values or data in that, guys. So int salary we have defined 2 lakh and long we have taken long as a population because population is very big number, that's why we take long. And this size is this range is very heavy, guys. In the whole number this is the highest range, guys, in long, guys. Now these are the whole number, these 4 are the whole number, guys, like complete number we can say. These are not decimal number, this cannot store decimal number. So now for storing the decimal number we will take float or double. Float we will store the decimal number and double also we will store the decimal number. For more precision, double and float is the for only two digit precision, guys. And now we are storing here like character will take only single character, guys. Anything, it can be ABCD in single quote it should be there. And boolean first division true or false, it is stored true or false, guys. So I will run this code. See, after running, we are printing all the variables data like 95 age, 25 year, and 2 lakh salary, and this is the population, guys, 8 CR, I think, and this is the float value of this price, floating value. So see, I have defined all the variables and I have printed whatever we have printed only till price. These are not printed, that's why it is showing in gray, it is not in used, guys. So after running, I can see this is the output, guys. For all, this is the primitive data type. So now coming to the next data type, guys. So now coming to non-primitive or reference type, guys. So there are 6 non-primitive or reference data types. They store references or address of objects. They do not store the actual value. These are user defined data types, guys. And the default value of every reference or non-primitive data type is null. And we can invoke the methods and variables using reference variables. And non-primitive data types do not have fixed memory size in Java. The size depends on the object, its field, JVM implementation, or runtime overhead, guys. So here are the examples of the reference type or non-primitive data types, guys. String is there, array is there, class type is there, objects is there, interface type is there, enum type is there. So these are the 6 type of reference type data types, guys. So here are the complete description of all the reference type data types. See, guys, the string, this is sequence of characters, default value null, and size depends on the JVM implementation. And array, this is collection of element of same type, and this is also default null. And class, objects and their data fields. So like this we have all the reference data types. Please go through every reference type, guys. These are very useful, guys. So now coming to the code logic, guys. So I have defined this lab 3, guys, for reference variables. So in lab 3 I have taken one string name Manoj, and we have taken one int array type marks, and just I am creating one object of previous lab. So we can create the object of one class in another class. This is the reusability feature of Java classes, guys. So we can reuse that class in this class for any uses. So this is the advantage of Java class, guys. So I am creating the object. This is the reference type of like class type or reference data type, guys. So if I am running, see, this is a string reference type data, and this is array type of data, guys. This is also reference type array non-primitive data. So if we print all these references data, see, it is printing string data, and this is printing from array. This marks, this is a list of marks or array of marks. So it is printing on the which index it is. We are giving the index, based on the index it will print. So 0 it is printing, and if we give the index, suppose 1 here, it starts from 0, so 1 will print here 80, guys. And this is the object, just it is printing the object reference, because we are not calling any variable or method with this object, so directly it is just printing the object reference, guys. So this logic we will explain later also, because with the object reference we can call the method or variable, so that it will print that value. So later we'll discuss on that. So these are the reference data types, guys. So now coming to the variables, guys. Variables are defined or created with the help of data types to store some data. Variables are like containers that store some data, and every data occupies some space to store in memory. So every variable takes some JVM memory to store the data or value in JVM. Variable values are changeable during the program execution, and variable names are case sensitive. Variable names cannot be Java keywords, and variable names should follow some standard or understandable naming convention. So I shown you in the first program example, variable name should be some naming convention standard, so proper understandable when we define any variable. So in a more technical way, guys, a variable in Java is a named memory location used to store a value that can be changed during program execution. So variable is like a container, guys. So this is the suppose JVM memory container, guys. So this is the JVM memory, guys. In Java application, all the data is stored into JVM memory. JVM memory is the biggest, largest container of data in JVM or Java applications, guys. This is the JVM memory, guys. So in JVM memory, all the data are stored in small containers. Suppose in type of container is 5, it is storing. This also in type of container B, the value data is storing 10 here. Likewise, string type of container str Manoj, it is storing here, guys. So depend on the type of data, it will occupy that memory, it will store in that area in JVM. There are different area, stack area, heap area, meta space. So all those details we will discuss later. Just you know why the variable are used, or how the variables are stored into the JVM memory, guys. So variable takes memory into the JVM memory area, guys. That's why we define the only used variables. We should not define unused variables, guys, because it's occupy memory in JVM, guys. So now coming about the variable declaration syntax, guys. So in variable declaration syntax, guys, first we will declare the data type, then variable name, then value, guys. So all things are in the proper order, guys. Should we here are the some example of variables. Suppose int age 25, string name equal to Java, and double salary equal to 50,000. So if we explain this variable int age equal to 25, so int is data type and age is the variable name and 25 is the value of that variable, guys. Value or data, we can say. This is only the main data which is getting stored into the JVM memory while running the Java program, guys. And this is the assignment operator, guys, which assign the value to the variable or data to the variable. So now coming to the types of variables, guys. Variables also we have different types. So Java variables are mainly classified into 3 types based on the scope or location, guys. This is very important point, guys. We should know like in Java class where the local variable are stored, where are instance variable, or where are the static variable are stored. So here see there are 3 types of variables. instance variable, static variable and local variable. So coming to instance variable guys, so inside a class but outside the methods. So instance variable are declared inside the class but outside the method. Instance variable belongs to the object. They are unique for every object, not mandatory to initialize at time of declaration, and they have a default value guys. Likewise static variable, so inside a class but outside methods with static keyword or modifier. The static variable belongs to the class, not the object. They are common for all objects, not mandatory to initialize at time of declaration. They have a default value guys. I will show you the example in code, but just see the important points. So now coming to local variable guys. So now coming to local variables. Local variables are defined inside a method or constructor or block guys. The local variable belongs to their local block or method only. They cannot be accessed outside the block or method guys. And local variables are mandatory to initialize before they use. Local variables don't have default value guys. So this is the features of local variables, and this is the features of the static variables, and this is the features of instance variable guys. So I will show you by code example guys what type of variable, where they are getting declared and how they are getting used guys in Java code. So coming to the code guys, so I have created one student class here, public class student. I have taken this variable int roll number 25, int pin code and string city and static string college name. Suppose there is one student student, we have to store the data of the student. So all these variables we have written outside the method guys. See, method is starting main method from here, public static void main. So it is outside the method and this is inside the class. That's why it is called the instance variable, and this is called the static variable. Like which are the variable outside the method or block and without static keyword, these are called instance variable. Without static variable, these are called the instance variable, and this is the static variable because we are using static keyword here guys. So this is the main difference between instance variable and static variable. So we should know guys. See, now if we talk about local variables are part of this local block or method guys. Like I have taken this string name Mohan and age 22. This is local variable. This can be used only within this method. It cannot be used outside this method or block guys. But these variables, instance variable, this can be used into the this local like method and with other block this can be used, but these are instance are the part of object, with object only we can use. But this is the static variable. Static variable can be directly used anywhere in method or in block, in constructor, anywhere static variable directly can be used with the class name itself directly, no need to create the object itself. This is global for all the all the process or all the block or methods, guys. In the application, static variable is the global variable, it can use directly anywhere, but instance variable are specific to the object. So I will show you with the example, guys. So here if you can see, we are printing here name will print from the local itself, it will print, and we are printing age also, it will take from the local variable. Now I am printing this college name, it is taking from here from the static variable or global variable, guys. So I will show you the output. So there is this error, guys. So I will, okay. Okay, so after correcting that, so guys, so I will show you by running this code, guys. See the output, guys. It is printing the name and age and the college name of the college, it is printing successfully, right? But what, suppose that if we will try to print this roll number or pin code or city for that student, let me see it is able to print or not, guys. So if we print here, suppose this roll number, guys, will it be printed or not? Think. See, roll number is not able to print here in local, because this is part of object, guys. Object of student, directly it cannot be print in the into any block or method, directly cannot be called. Only static variables directly can be called, because static are member of the class, they are not the member of object, they are common for all the object. So for accessing this instance variables, any instance, if we talk about pin code also cannot be printed, guys. Anything, even city also will not be print. Same error it will show, see, or pin code also. Okay, and this is non-static field, instance fields cannot be referenced in static. Okay, so here if we print city also will not able to print, guys. So for accessing this, we need to object, guys, object of this student class. So for creating the object, we will create the student object, guys. So I have created this student object for accessing this instance variables, guys, or instance field in the class. So now if I created the student object, so with this student object we can call this student.city or student.roll number. Roll number also we can call, and student dot pin code also we can call, guys. Pin code. So now it is calling with the help of student object, guys. Using new keyword we create object. So now this is not showing any error. Now running this code, guys. Now if run this code, see, guys, now it is printing all the fields, all the variables, instance, static, all like 25, Bangalore, pin code, name, Mohan, age, everything, college. This is the static variable, guys. So this was the main difference between instance variable, static variable, and local variable, guys. Hope it is clear to all of you. If any doubt, you can ping me in comment box. So here are the complete summary or detail of variables, how they are stored, or what are the difference between local variable, instance variable, and static variable. Very nice and diagram, everything in summary way. Main key points are mentioned here, guys. Please take a screenshot of this, guys. This will be very helpful to understand you the complete variables, how they getting declared, how they used. Just look into the important points, guys.